guests from all over the world. Welcome, finally, to a new Mercury meeting. I would like to welcome all of our new guests. We are more than happy to have you with us between us tonight. We'll have more time to get to know you more after the meeting. I would like to take the chance to congratulate one of our dearest members, His Excellency Karim Kahali, to have won the Excellence Award. You are a true Toastmaster leader, and we look up to you. When now, when when COVID-19 hit us last year, we all got devastated and confused about what the future awaits us. We had to go into full lockdowns, of which I suppose every one of us described it as a prison. Few months passed, and we started to become creative by doing things that we never thought of in our normal life. We always wanted to escape and get far away. But you know what? For me, I always mentioned that the family bond that I had a chance to build through the COVID-19 pandemic was everything for me. So now I'm trying to prepare myself after this family bond that I was able to create, trying to prepare myself emotionally as my sister is leaving in 2 weeks. So it's kind of hard for me right now, but I think that everything will be good. Now, before we start, we have a few rules in our club. Don't be offensive. Don't speak in Arabic. The meeting will be recorded, so if you have any problem with having the meeting recorded, please don't forget to contact either me or Roland. I would like to see beautiful faces, those who are online, who are joining us online. If you wanted to leave your chair, please don't forget to put your camera off, but turn it on. For the physical, for those who are attending physically, please try to avoid chit-chatting and have your phone silent and alarms. As well, I would really appreciate it if you would keep your masks on, unless you wanted to go on stage. And finally, and most importantly, as always, enjoy every single moment of this meeting. And now, to start our meeting, I would like to give the stage to our own very dearest president, Mary Jo Shaheen, who will be on stage right now.
Thank you. Can you hear me well? Stage, online, amazing. I would like to call this meeting to start. What is the greatest fear of all? Can anyone guess?
Fear itself.
Yes. Spiders for some of you. I think that one of the greatest fears, public speaking, which is what we're doing now, which is something that we're starting to get accustomed to. I'm still trying after 3 years of being in Toastmasters, and I think the greatest escape, at least to me, and I'm sure that Kamal will prove me wrong by demonstrating all the greatest escapes of all time, but for me, the greatest escape is to escape this fear. And I cannot believe that joining Toastmasters actually helped me achieve this great escape by coming on the stage, introducing a live and online meeting to you all, I hope successfully, and well, moving on, practicing some new skills, leadership and public speaking. So I hope all of you today, members and guests, are here to do the same, either conquering this fear or just improve further your already present skills. So we as Mercury Toastmasters are here to do that. We're here to conquer our fears and improve. But we're not the only ones doing that. We are part of a huge network of Toastmasters clubs around the world. And we are here in Lebanon, part of 5 clubs. We are Mercury, Protost, Speakers and Leaders, Loudspeakers, and our fellow Arabic club, DOT. We are part of Area 1, Division A, District 105. Now, before we proceed with our meeting, I would just like to give a small announcement that is still new. that we are live streaming our meeting, but please don't worry, don't panic. We're not invading your privacy. It's live streamed, unlisted on our private YouTube channel for members only. This is just to facilitate moving this recording to our members so that they can benefit and learn from their performance and improve their education further. So if anyone has a problem with that, as Yasmina mentioned, you can mention it to Roland or to Yasmina, and we can remove your part from the recording, or we can stop the recording. So now, without further delay, I would like to introduce our Toastmaster of the evening, our beloved and one of the founders of Mercury, Kamal Kassab. I am very glad to see you lead the meeting today, and I am sure that it will be an amazing meeting. So I would give the virtual and live stage to you, Kamal, to lead. Thank you, and to you, Kamal.
Fellow Toastmasters, good evening. Are you all excited? Very good. Tonight, we're going to be speaking about great escapes. Now, I will start off by sharing the screen. And you can see here screen 2. Sorry, my screen. Do you know this man? Does anyone not know this guy? Oh. Yes, you can see it. Carlos Ghosn. So this man, Carlos Ghosn, was a CEO of 2 companies. And before New Year's, at the end of 2019, he was the CEO of Nissan and Renault Alliance, and he was serving a house arrest in Japan. On that fateful night, he stunned the world by making a daring escape by leaving the Japanese territories and flying to Istanbul before going to Lebanon. And 10 days ago, he gave us an idea of the method he used to escape. Basically, they took him to the airport, and he was smuggled through a box in a typical Hollywood style. Now, he is a well-established Hollywood star by nature, and a documentary of his escape will premiere in 2 days' time, on July 8th. And I recommend you all to watch it. I know I will be watching it. Now, moving on with Carlos Ghosn, Mr. Hollywood. But before I continue, I'm going to introduce the role takers today. First, we have our grammarian, our wonderful grammarian, who told me that she never had to do any daring escape because apparently she's such a nice girl that she doesn't get into trouble. So without further ado, I would like to welcome Toastmaster, our wonderful Yasmina El-Masri. Yasmina, the stage is yours.
Thank you so much, Kamal. Yes, as Kamal said, I have never been into this situation, but I think now I will. Not now, in the upcoming weeks or years, I don't know. Anyways, today I will be the grammarian, making sure of the use of language in each one of you and even me. So usually when COVID came, I had to find something to escape. What did I find? Toastmasters. So usually when we need to communicate, we usually need to use our English language, and I can't deny it, but Toastmasters really helped me to improve my English language, and this is where comes the role of a grammarian. So today, in order to have a good communication and a good use of language, I will be making sure of this use of language throughout the entire meeting. At the end of the meeting, I will get back to you with my report. As the word of the day, I will be sharing my screen right now. Okay. Let me know if it is visible. I suppose it is. Okay. The word of the day is elude. The definition: escape from or avoid a danger, enemy, or persuader, typically in a skillful or cunning way. An example: the criminal was able to elude the police in the crowded mall. Please, I would really urge you to use the word of the day. And whenever someone uses the word of the day, and for those who are physical, it would be easier for them, tap your legs on the floor. I hope you enjoy it, and back to you, Toastmaster of the evening.
Thank you, our wonderful grammarian Toastmaster Yasmina. Next, I would like to call upon the timer. And our timer is none other than our new member, relatively new member, Abed Hajish Hadi. Abed, would you please come to the stage?
So, as you know, our theme today is going to be great escapes, and our speakers will not be able to elude the timer. So, for the speaker today, you will have between 5 and 7 minutes to deliver your speech. I will raise the green card at 5 minutes, the yellow card at 6 minutes, and the red card at 7 minutes, after which you will have 30 seconds to wrap up your speech, or as you can bribe me to give an extension. So back to you, Hema.
Thank you, Toastmaster Abed. And now I would like to call upon our counter and video monitor, Toastmaster Roland Ashar. Roland, the floor is yours.
Okay, sorry for the delay. Thank you, Kamal Kassab. Good evening, everyone. Punishment could be something we fear, but running from punishment is absolutely our worst nightmare. Luckily, in Toastmasters, we don't punish. With endless passion, we watch, collect, and give you all the positive feedbacks. Today, I'm gonna be your ad counter, which means I'll be counting the use of unnecessary filler words that you use while you're speaking on stage. As example for these fillers, يعني, and all these stuff that will affect delivering your speech. In addition, I'll be paying attention to your camera position, and if the physical audience and the physical stage are well seeable and audible to us, the online. Now, concerning my advice section, I would really recommend that you take the 30 seconds to build a well-organized speech in the table topics section, and please make sure that your cameras are at your eye level. At the end of the meeting, I'll be back to present to you my report. Back to you, TME Kamal Kassab.
Thank you, Toastmaster Roland. Now, time to move on to the speeches. Before we allow our speaker to come on stage, let us introduce his evaluator. His evaluator is Manuel Mendoza. Manuel, the floor is yours.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Tonight, I will have the honor to evaluate a speech by our fellow Mercurian, Khaled. Khaled, I'm very happy to see you on stage, back on stage again. The speech Khaled will be delivering tonight is not from a specific speech project from Pathways. It's just a general speech, so I will be evaluating him following the best practices that Toastmasters recommends. I will be evaluating his vocal variety, body language, and also regarding the content, I will be evaluating how well organized the speech is. It must have an introduction, body, conclusion, and preferably make use of several tools we have to improve speeches. One of those is triads, for just to name an example. So I'm eager to do this evaluation. Back to you, Kamal Kassab.
Thank you, Toastmaster Manuel. Now I will call upon our one and only speaker, and I see he's very excited. He's already walking to the stage, Khalid Shatila. So, Khalid Shatila, the art of saying no. The art of saying no, Khalid Shatila. The stage is yours.
I'm not going to turn it off. No, 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 no. It's not a phone, but no, no. Don't mind me. I'm just trying to use the remote to mentally prepare myself to reject 58 members out of 60 candidates who signed up on a LinkedIn post on a job offering of a graphic designer. 60 members signed up and only 2 will be qualified enough. Why? Because some of them don't even know what Photoshop is. Others want to get paid in USD. And some people who are just right are going to take the job. Well, why not just accept all of them and open a huge empire of graphic design and do stuff? Well, it's simple. Fellow Toastmasters, ladies, gentlemen, and guests, no is a taboo in our culture. Saying no or offering someone help in distress and saying no, that's taboo. Rejection is frowned upon. And we don't really use that in our day-to-day basis. Hey, Khalid, you want to do something? Yeah. Do I want to? Yeah, sure. Khalid, you want to help me around? Yeah, sure. Why not just say no? The thing is that there are 3 main reasons to say no, which in fact is the most feared word in our 21st century. And it is, ironically, the most used word in our 21st century. 3 reasons to say no. First reason is actually pretty simple. It contradicts with certain beliefs. Makes sense to you. Hey, Khalid, do you think that no, Discord is the best platform? That's the right opinion. The second reason is it contradicts or it makes the certain person uncomfortable. It doesn't make sense to them. Hey, MJ, do you like driving? Do you like driving under communication, under directions?
No.
You can see her saying no. And the final reason, ladies and gentlemen, it's simply because it doesn't make sense for a person to disagree. They say no because they want to say no. Hey, Khalid, do you like to eat fish? Do you like sushi? No, I'm allergic. If I eat fish, I'll die. You want me to die? That's up to you. When do we say yes? It's pretty simple. I'm gonna take you back when we were locked up at home in quarantine. I received a job offer from the Holy Grail, the Lebanese dream, Canada, home of the brave and free. It's a funny story. It was a Lebanese man offering me a job. And I was conflicted. I was disused. I needed a job. Khalid, you fit the qualifications, you make total sense, and you are the right, perfect fit to work with us remotely, Canada. We need you to be the head of marketing. Wait, what? For 4 subsidiaries. Not sure. for a Lebanese company in Canada, a company that has 4 different companies, and they want me to be the head of marketing. I didn't even graduate from college. Something fishy. But no, I got excited, and it was a whole. The thing is that I really needed a job, and it fit, and we spent 2 hours on the phone. It was simply a hit. We will send you a contract 2 hours later, and 2 hours later, indeed, I did receive a contract. I was supposed to work remotely for 5 days a week, 8 hours a day, for 850,000 Lebanese liras, ladies and gentlemen. And I crunched the numbers on what I crunched them well. It was basically 5,000 Lebanese liras an hour. 2 hours for a cup of coffee. And I was definitely conflicted. I didn't understand what I did. I looked up to my father. Dad, what is that? Am I worth $12 a day? You would be an imbecile if you accepted that opportunity. Because fellow Toastmasters, ladies and gentlemen, not every opportunity that knocks on your door is an actual opportunity. Many of these opportunities are simply wake-up calls to know what your worth is, to make you understand what you are and what you should need to do. No, I did not take that job because who would take that job? Not even the person who is in dire need would take that job. But the thing is, you need to learn when to say no. You definitely need to learn to whom to say no to. There is an art in actually saying no. Some things that you can simply accept that contradict your manners, that contradict your feelings, that contradict your behavior, that you definitely reject. Not every opinion that comes online you should accept. And not every opinion that comes from the close deep to your heart you should accept. Many things should be rejected. And yet I come to that understanding that maybe I'm going to ask you right now a question. Hey, did you like my speech? If you said yes, I'm flattered. If you said no, then that is a story for a different day. So I'm going to ask again. Did you like my speech?
Yes.
You shouldn't. Well, Toastmasters.
Thank you, Toastmaster Khaled, for your wonderful speech. Our timer, did Khaled make it on time?
Yes, yes, Kamal Khalid was just on time. He finished in 7 minutes sharp.
Very good. So he is eligible to get the award tonight. So I would like our audience to please take a minute of your time to give Khaled your feedback. And these feedback are usually very useful for the speaker to improve for next time. So timer, can you give us 1 minute, please? Okay. Put some music on. Maybe this will help you be more creative. Let's see what the minute is on.
Darkness, darkness. Then I stopped dreaming. Now I'm supposed to fill it up with something. In your eyes, I see the eyes of somebody I knew before, long ago. But I'm still trying to make my mind up.
time is up, come on.
So the time is up. And obviously there's no need to vote because we only have one speaker for tonight. Now, I'm gonna start to tell you the story of our second great escaper. Actually, she was not a refugee herself, but she's well known in the throughout the American slavery. The name is Harriet Tubman, and she was responsible for the Underground Railway. So during the 1700s and 1800s, slavery was, as you know, very common in the United States. And to make matters worse for the black slaves, there was a law in the 1850 by the US Congress called the Fugitive Slave Law, which meant that if any slave manages to escape from his owner, that owner has a right to go look for him, ask for people to catch him, and return him back to his master. What this meant was basically the slaves, instead of getting free from their own homes or their masters' homes, they had to cross the borders, either to Canada or to Mexico. So Harriet Tubman took it upon herself to establish a network called the Underground Railroad, which basically meant she used to go to these homes, take out the slaves, and tread very dangerous roads and escape. And she was very smart. So she calculated that the best time to escape was during the night. So she used to go during the long winter nights very often, do her operations. And another trick was that she used to leave towns with the slaves, with the rescued slaves, on Saturday evenings. The reason being that the newspapers would not put out or print out the notices of runaway slaves until Monday morning. So this meant that she had all of Sunday to run away. So the Americans recognized her achievements, and what they're gonna do now is replace the $20 bill, which ironically has a very Andrew Jackson, who himself was a very racist president who had slaves himself, and they're gonna replace it with Harriet Tubman. I think it's a nice gesture to honor someone after 200 years mainly, but she got her reward. So now we're gonna go on to the next section, which is the fun part of today, the table topics section. We have tonight, we're honored to receive a Toastmaster from ProToast, Toastmaster Yvonne Vghali. So help me welcome Yvonne Vghali on stage.
Hi everyone.
Hello.
Hello. Hi. So, throughout history, people have ventured into great escapes in the name of freedom and liberty. Unfortunately, not all of them were successful. In fact, tonight, many of you will not escape my table topics questions. Those who are online also, including. So, I have prepared for you 10 questions hidden under 10 pictures. I can scroll. Okay, so 10 okay, divided over 2 slides. Every picture hides an escape story and a question. Now, I would like, before we start the session, I would like to call Abed to remind us of the time rules.
Thank you, Yvonne. So again, for the table topic speeches, I will raise the green card at 30 seconds for guest speakers and 1 minute for members. The yellow card at 1 minute 30 seconds, and the red card at 2 minutes, after which you will have 30 seconds to wrap up your speech. So good luck, everyone, and don't forget for physically present speakers to keep an eye on me, and for virtually attending speakers to pin the time.
Okay, thank you, Abed. Now let's begin our session. So I'm gonna share the screen. Okay, so these are the pictures again. So I will start with my first volunteer, Michael. Yeah, so Michael, which picture do you wanna pick?
Houdini, I think.
Houdini? Okay, great. So, Houdini. Just share. Okay, so Houdini. So Houdini is a great magician who is known to break free from handcuffs, jails, locks, anything basically. And Houdini has a famous quote that says, "A magician is only an actor pretending to be a magician." Okay, so he says a magician is only an actor who is pretending to be a magician. So my question to you is, are you really a professional public speaker or an actor pretending to be a professional public speaker?
That's wrong.
And you can use the word of the day if you want.
Good evening, everyone. I will start with this. If we want to change, we can't wait for the right situations to come to change. I read a quote today, "No circumstance can repair a damaged mind." So in order to change, we should take first steps. I personally, I am an introvert and I am very, very shy, to be honest. But I want to be a good public speaker. So I signed up to Toastmasters, and during my first speech, my knees were shaking, my heartbeat was racing, as it is still doing right now. But I am progressing, and I can know that by the evaluators, my colleagues. So to answer directly the question, am I a good public speaker? No, but I am pretending to be, yes, in a way, because I am working on my tonality, on the way I move, on everything. And in the end, will I regret that I was acting in some way? No, because my acts will actually change me and I will truly become a good public speaker. And then I will not act, I will simply be myself. I want to end with a poem I read. It goes like this: when it's the end, will I beg for more? Will I look back or step through the door? I want to leave like an intellectual nugget for all of you. Will you beg for more when it's the end? Or will you say, I am ready. I'm ready to leave. I've done everything I can. Thank you. Back to you.
Thank you very much, Michael. In fact, pretending to be a public speaker is believing you are a public speaker, and you can't be one if you don't believe you are one first. So, thanks for that. Let's move to our next participant. Yes, go ahead. Okay, so Houdini is taken, but you still have none. The Great Escape?
Yes.
Okay, nice one. So you chose.
The dog.
Okay. The dog or
Yes.
oh,
The dog.
the dog. Okay, you chose the meme. Okay. So you guys, you all saw the meme, right? In case you didn't see it, have a look at it. So escape attempt, 5% complete. So, my question is very simple. Tell me about a time where you tried to escape something or someone, but you miserably failed.
There's a lot. So I'm going to choose one. I was at school. I was in the 8th grade. What they used to do in our school was they used to bring all the students out to the playground, and we had to sit sometimes like twice per year, listen to people talk. I have no idea what they talked about, but what they want. I just wanted to leave. So one time I tried to escape from school. No, who hasn't really tried to do that? So I went with 4 of my friends, and we snuck out, and we had this big wall. So our plan, our first plan, was to throw our stuff and then climb. So we should help each other climb the wall. I'm an idiot. That's like when you're supposed to escape, you shouldn't do a lot of movement. And I was like this. But that one mistake I did. I don't know who was I waiting for. We were 5. We had like a small, we had a door, and I just did this. And who saw me? The principal. Oh. So I took 2 steps back, and I ran towards the wall, and I told my friends, hide. I'm gonna take the blame for this. And that's what really happened. So I manned up. I went toward the principal before she saw my friends, and I told her I was trying to run away. I'm a very bad liar, also. But no, I'm good. So my friends escaped. They had a very nice time. They went to play cards, and I was stuck for 4 hours. For God knows what. And they didn't even allow me to go to the toilet. Thank you.
Yeah, sometimes escaping is not the solution. Sometimes you have to face reality. So thanks for that lesson. Okay, anyone else? Volunteers?
Let's start with the guests.
Guests? Okay.
They are actually on stage.
Okay, let's bring a guest on stage. Yeah? Okay, Roland. Roland here. Hi, Roland. Share the screen again. Okay, so you can pick whichever picture you like. This one, the third one, right? Okay, so Roland, you picked Alcatraz prison. It's actually a fortress that was made into a prison, and it's actually one of the most high security prisons in the American history. And it had inmates like, for example, Al Capone, aka Scarface. Okay, so something very notable about this prison is that one escape that happened, 3 inmates, 3 prisoners, they suddenly vanished from this prison. It was supposed to be a high-level security prison. And it is thought, it is believed that they escaped this prison by digging through the concrete walls using a spoon, okay, and a improvised drill. Okay, imagine. My question to you is, can you tell us what are some other creative uses for spoons other than eating soup and escaping prisons?
So good evening, everyone. So we are just trying to find some useful things to do with the sport, else or instead of digging rocks or maybe eating fruit. So what we can do with this phone? So we have a lot of things that we can do with this phone. We can play with it with our child. We can try to find some play. We can find some funny things to do with our kids maybe, and what else we can do with this phone. So just I'm trying to. We can make some music with it. We can play some sound with. So this is what we can do with this phone. I don't have an idea about what we can do with this phone, but this I'm trying just to imagine what we can do with this phone. But regarding the prisoner escape that we talked about, I just remember a movie that a season that I have seen. It was Prison Break. So we have a lot of imagination and a lot of things that we can do to escape prison, like the example of Alcatraz. So I think I'm done. Thank you.
So another creative use of spoons. You can use spoons to ask annoying questions in Mercury meetings, like I did. But good try. Good try. Okay, let's pick someone online. Actually, would someone online like to venture and pick a question? Sabine? Yes?
Hi, okay.
Hi, Sabine. Okay, great.
Hi.
Okay, so I'm going to share the screen so that you can see which pictures you can pick. So you have 4 pictures left on the screen and 3 pictures left here.
I think I would choose the peach picture where we can see the peaches.
The peach? Okay, good choice. Okay. Okay, so guys, this is a true escape story. A guy, a prisoner, used peaches. He painted them like grenades so that he can go on the roof and forge his way into the roof. And there, his wife, who specifically trained and took helicopter lessons just to help her husband escape prison, was waiting for him in a helicopter. And he went into the helicopter and they landed on a football field. It didn't work out, but that was a good try. So basically, my question to you, Sabine, is if your husband was put in prison, what are you willing to do for him to break him free from prison? To what extent would you go to break him free?
Well, hello, everybody. To be honest, I don't have anything in mind right now, but I think the best way would be to maybe if I go and visit him like continuously, maybe find a way like Lebanese way, maybe to pay someone to or find an escape like honestly, I don't have anything in mind.
Okay. Thank you so much, Sabine. me, in your place, I already have a lot of problems in my life. I would simply not marry him in the first place. Thank you, Sabine, for your answer. Okay, next, who would like to go, whether online or? Okay, so let's see. Sabine. So this one, the bird. Okay, so exactly. So you can all see clearly the picture, guys. So basically, I want you to tell us what does this picture mean.
It means even if you are free and not in prison, but you have to free your mind and not think like how most of people like think outside the box also. That's what I think. Freedom is not just being free out of prison, just free our minds, I guess.
Yeah. It's correct, actually. So yes, thanks for elaborating on that. Is there something else you can tell us? Give us an example, like why is this bird trying to get out? Yes or no? And if no, why?
No, it's still thinking that it is inside the box. It still thinks that it is still in the cage.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. So thanks for your answer. So just like you said, prison is sometimes in our minds. So this bird was not able to escape the prison in our minds. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Do we have time for more questions? Okay. Yalla, let's go for another question. Okay. Yasmina. Sandy, would you like to? Okay, great. Okay, Sandy, can you hear me?
She's muted.
Oh, you are muted, Sandy. Can you please unmute yourself?
Am I audible? Okay. So, okay.
Okay, perfect. Okay, Sandy, so let's. Okay, so which picture do you wanna choose?
Dog. Can I choose? No, not dog. Okay, dog. Can I choose dog?
The taken dog. The dog is taken.
Okay, so I could choose only one. How about the bird? The bird is bird of.
The bird is also taken.
Okay, just give me one. Okay, how about the dark castle? The dark. Okay.
The dark house. This one. Okay, so basically in this slide, you can pick the one with the bull. You can pick the one with the strong woman, and you can pick the one in black and white.
I want this one, the black.
Of these three.
Do you hear me?
Yeah. Yes. Did you pick?
Okay, I want to pick the girl, the tough girl.
And here you can pick one or the maze.
I could pick the girl and also one from the maze. Okay. So yeah, so I'm a girl. I picked the girl. So I picked the girl. Okay, who is the chasing part? Yes, thank you. Can somebody help me with that? Thank you.
Okay, great choice. Yeah, so you picked girl power. That's great. So actually, And this picture is actually the picture of a poster of a movie called My Super Ex-Girlfriend, okay? And in this movie, a guy tries to break up with his scary girlfriend, and after he does that, his ex-girlfriend becomes so angry that she makes his life miserable. Okay, so my question to you is, if you want to break up from or escape a lousy relationship with a guy or a partner, what would you do to break up with this person without causing any drama?
Okay, so 1 to 2 minutes. Okay. Okay. Let me pick a name of the gentleman here. Anybody? Okay. Okay. Just any name.
I didn't catch that, Sandy. Can you repeat?
Okay. I will start. How to break up with my current boyfriend without causing any drama? I would like to say, if I don't want to break his heart by creating tornado between us, I would like to be a director. I need to come up with a nice script, nice setting, nice dialogue to create something kind of like illusion to make him think this is inevitable for us. Although we have a good time together, that we need to sleep early in or forced to sleep early in. So time is up. Okay. So like I said, I would like to create something that him to think this is a force to separate. So it's no something, not let him have a chance to fight that or cause or throw his emotion back to me. Kind of like force him to drop something without something he can stop. Okay.
Thank you. That's really good. It's actually, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. So yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Do we have another time?
Don't leave feelings. Don't leave.
Donglin? Am I pronouncing your name right? Would you like to participate? Okay, awesome.
Sure.
I'm going to share the screen and show you. So on this slide, you only have 2 pictures left, the ball and the black and white picture. And on the second slide, we have the first 2 pictures.
Okay, I select the one with motorcycle.
Yes, okay.
While riding a motorcycle.
All right. Okay, thank you, Donglin. So basically, Donglin, you chose a picture from a movie, a famous movie called The Great Escape, starring Steve McQueen. In this movie, prisoners escaped from the prison by making not 1, but 3 tunnels. They dug 3 tunnels, and it took them 5 months to do so. Okay? My question to you is, tell us about one of the most challenging, tiresome, exhausting things or project you did or you worked on.
Okay. I think every day is like a battle, and there is know you die. Actually, you have to do the job as best as you can. So my philosophy is to treat every day as a new day and try to handle every task wholeheartedly. So everything is new to me, and the biggest challenge probably I've came across, I think I can give one example very quickly. So I would I'm currently handling a task which is very very challenging actually, because I'm tasked by the leadership of my organization to organize a training, and this training is very special. It's we don't have trainers, and I have to start from scratch. So I have to find out the needs of the target audience. I have to get the appropriate trainers, and then I have to mobilize all the resources to conduct this training. At this moment, none of them seem to exist, but I have to do it. So I treat it as a challenge. I know it's challenge. So no matter how hard it is, we have to handle it. And by the end of the day, I think we can achieve. And as long as we have tried our best, we will make a success, and we will not be regretful in the end. Yeah, try your best and do as much as you can. That's it. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Donglin. No matter how hard something can be, if we work really hard and with a purpose in mind, we can be sure that our work will bear fruit. So yes, thanks for that. Okay. Okay, let's bring someone from, yes, come on stage. Yay. Okay, so yeah, the screen. I need to share the screen. Okay, so on this screen slide, we have only one picture made, and on the previous one, if you can show it, MJ, we have the bull and the black and white picture. The bull. Okay. So the bull. So you chose the Minotaur. Okay, so the Minotaur is a monster in Greek mythology that used to kidnap victims and put them in a labyrinth that was very hard to escape. Until one brave man decided to kill the monster and escape the labyrinth. However, he couldn't do it by himself. Lucky for him, a lady was in love with him, and she told him that before entering the labyrinth, take with you a thread, so that he can use the thread as a way to trace his way back out of the labyrinth. And thanks to his friend, his lady friend's suggestion, he was able to escape. So my question to you is, when you are in a hard or difficult situation, who is the one person you would always refer to for help or advice?
Okay, I love this question. Actually, I would never refer to one person. It really depends on which situation I am in, and it depends on my problem. Because yes, right, we have friends, we have family members, we have people that we can rely on. But at the end of the day, it's not just the emotional part that counts when it comes to taking the opinion of others. we need to be objective. So in fact, I go and I see who is the person that I know that is the most knowledgeable in the field, and that in the same time I can count on, rely on, tell her my secret, like how deep is it, and depending on the situation, I will choose. For example, I started working before graduating, but I graduated around 2 weeks ago, so I had a full-time job for like very recently. So whenever I am lost, I ask my doctors at university to help me because I don't work in my field, but a lot of them have extra experience. For example, they are NGO owners, they know how to run proposals, they are in the marketing team, and this is something I should do right now in my job. And yeah, this is how I decide who to ask. But if it comes to a personal matter, I would definitely go to my mother first because it's very emotional. Or if it's a mother's problem, I would maybe go to my friends that are my age. If it's related to public speaking, I would definitely come and ask the Toastmasters to help me. For example, the president or Khalid or any member. Thank you.
Thank you. First of all, congrats on graduating 2 weeks ago. And two, this is what I call being resourceful, making use of all your resources. Good job. Okay, so we're done. Okay, thank you, everyone. So for those of you who did escape my table topics question, you won't escape next time, I'm sure. Okay, and thank you, everyone.
Wow. Who needs Google when we have Yvonne? That was a lot of information. Don't you agree? Okay, so we're now ready for two things. First of all, I want to thank Yvonne for the wonderful session. Then we need to give her our feedback. And we need to take a minute for the voting. So that will be 2 minutes, please, Mr. Timer. Give us 2 minutes for the feedback and for the voting. Is everyone eligible?
I'm sorry, I did not hear you properly.
Is everybody eligible for voting?
Actually, I would like most were eligible. Unfortunately, Duncan couldn't elude the time, the grace period that he was given. So Duncan was the only person who was not eligible for voting.
Okay. So now we will go for the voting then. And for feedback. So please give us 2 minutes for voting and for feedback. In the meantime, I'll play some music. Some Lana Del Rey.
You say you miss me, you say I miss you so much. But something keeps me really quiet. I'm alive, I'm alive. Your love, your love. I can see my baby swinging. His parliament's on fire and his hands are up. On the balcony and I'm singing. Ooh, baby, I'm in love. I can see my sweet boy swaying. It's crazy, cubano como yo, la la. On the balcony and I'm saying, move, baby, I'm in love.
Okay, so much. So time is up. Kamal, you're muted, so we cannot hear you.
Oh, thank you very much, everyone, and thanks again for Yvonne for the information. I'm going to repeat something she mentioned. I don't know if it's going to be as informative. Yet we can talk about Alcatraz again. So, as Yvonne already told you, this was a castle before, and it became a notorious prison. Can you see the screen, guys? Okay, very good. And it is situated in the coast or in front of the coast of San Francisco. And as Yvonne mentioned, all the most dangerous, the most notorious criminals were sent there because it was supposed to be impenetrable. They could not escape. Because of the cold water, the distance away from the shore, the high security in the facility itself, and the strong current of the Pacific Ocean. However, 3 prisoners dared to elude the prison guards and escape Alcatraz. That happened in 1962. They used a sharpened spoon to bore through the wall, and then they left papier mâché on the beds. So they look like dummies sleeping in their beds. And they made a raft. I don't know how they found it, but they made a raft made of raincoats. Their bodies, these are the 3 men that Yvonne was talking about earlier. Their bodies were never found. We will never know if they made it alive or not. However, it was quite a feat for them to even consider escaping Alcatraz, let alone actually escaping and eluding the guards. Now with this story, we end the Alcatraz saga and we move on to the most important session of the day, in my opinion, the general evaluation session. This will be led by our wonderful president, Toastmaster Mary Jo Shaheen. Mary Jo Shaheen, the stage is yours.
Thank you, Kamal. Can everyone hear me? Yes, I think so. Okay, good evening. I hope you all enjoyed the meeting, but it's not done yet. Don't take your phone, don't start texting, because it's the most important part of the meeting and we all need to learn from it. First of all, we need to hear from our evaluators, but before that, let's call our timer to introduce the rules of the evaluation section. Abed, can you come up on stage for the rules?
So for our evaluation, each evaluator will get 2 to 3 minutes to provide us with his or her feedback on the speeches. So I will raise the green card at 2 minutes. At 2 minutes 30 seconds, I will raise the yellow card, and at 3 minutes, I will raise the red card. So please keep an eye on me and don't forget to pay me for virtually present comments.
Thank you, Abed. Okay, so our evaluator evaluating Khalid's speech. If I'm not mistaken, Manuel, you can see the timing cards on the stage camera. Manuel, the stage is yours to evaluate Khalid.
Alex, I want to start. I'm happy to see you back on stage. We have missed you. That with a very interesting you introduced very well different.
Daniel, we can't hear you well. You can raise your voice or. I'm not sure if it's from our end or.
How about now?
Yes, try again.
You can hear me now? Hello, because I cannot hear you.
Sorry, Manuel, can you hear us now?
Yes, I can hear you now. You can hear me?
Yes. Try to raise your voice just a bit.
Okay.
Now
I don't
it's
know
better.
what's happening here.
Now it's better.
Okay, let's try it this way. You can hear me at least. Is it better now?
Yeah, now it's better.
Yes, it's way better.
Okay,
yes, we can hear you.
great. Okay, so I'm going to request to the timer that you restart the timer, please. Okay, so I was saying I'm very happy to see Halet back on stage. We have missed you, Halet. Today you delivered a very interesting speech. The topic was very interesting. I like how well you introduced the topic. You framed it in a cultural realm, and that allowed me to understand better what you were talking about. And now also allowed me to confirm how much our cultures, Mexican and Lebanese, are so similar. Because learning to say no is a kind of similar in Mexico, as you told us. The introduction you used was very good. Then you did a greeting to the audience. That was very good because that captures attention from people. And you made use of the stage. You moved around the stage and you used your hands. You had a lot of body language, a lot of expression. However, there are a few things, a couple of things I think you can improve regarding these two things. About content, the conclusion, it was abrupt. I would like you to prepare, for next time, prepare a conclusion a little more elaborate. When you see the yellow flag, you know you have to start working on your conclusion so you can develop a little more your closing message. And about moving on the stage, you made use of the stage. You moved from the center to the right and back. And you were moving your arms. And that was good. But you overdid it a little. Try to improve. Try to control it a little more because you were moving too fast to one side and then to the center and then to the same side. And you were waving your arms and speaking. That can be confused or can be misinterpreted as nervousness. And I think you were not nervous. You were just excited. That might look very alike. So when you move on the stage, do it in a more calmly way. Yes, make use of the stage. Move from one side to the other. Move your hands. And on the second part, you also move to the left. That was good. That was better. But the first half, you were going only to one side. Try to move to both ends. Try to do it more calmly. Or, if I may, you can use this recommendation I heard once. Imagine there is a V painted on the floor. You are in the middle, and when you are speaking to the audience, then you move following the arms of that V, 1 or 2 steps, then you go back, and then to the other side. And you can look at the audience, you can look at the camera, you can look at the other side of the audience. And regarding your movements, your arms, your movements were very symmetrical. All the time you were using 2 hands. Try to use one hand to make one point, one hand to make the other point. And yes, once in a while, use both hands, but don't overuse it. You did this a lot. All of that is just to not look like you are nervous. The last point, the last recommendation I want to make to you is your glasses. You were fixing them a lot. Several times you were doing this. That also can be confused as nervousness. Before you start, you fix your glasses and then start speaking. Move naturally, look to the audience, look to the other side of the audience, look into the camera. While you speak, you move your hands and you say one point or the other. overall, it was a very good speech. I really enjoyed it. I was looking at the other people online, and I could see they were paying attention. You really captured everybody's attention. It was a very interesting topic. Congratulations on being back on the stage. And as I said at the beginning, I'm happy to see you here. Back to you, Kamal. Mary Jo.
Thank you, Manuel. So I will be evaluating you immediately. First, I would like to excuse, not myself, but we just had an issue with the internet connection for the stage computers, so we were not able to hear the entire evaluation very well, but we did hear most of it. But we have access to the recording so that Khaled can rewatch the parts he missed. So just to evaluate what I listened to and saw, first of all, Manuel, very creative thing that you did on the stage with screenshotting our stage and putting yourself there. So that's I did not expect it, and we really felt like you were here with us. So that's very creative from your end. And regarding your evaluation, I think you were on point on the parts that I listened to, because I know Khaled very well. He's my mentee, and he moves a lot. He moves a lot, so he needs to control his movements, and you were just on point on that. Just a point of improvement for you is maybe you could start a bit slower with your evaluation. Maybe I did not feel that you had an introduction to your evaluation. I felt like you just went directly into it, directly into the points. So maybe just a phrase. You did start with the phrase congratulating him, but maybe just one or two few words, or maybe tell us about the structure of your evaluation. This is not always necessary. It's depending on the style of the evaluation, but I just felt it was a bit fast starting off. It could be a subjective comment from my end. That's what I felt. Thank you so much, Manuel. You're very great evaluator. For now, we have our table topics evaluator. So I would like to welcome Karim Kahale on the stage, our excellent
Should we clap? Good evening, my fellow guests and Toastmasters. Now, where's the action? This might be the last session of today, but I want to see some happy faces. I want to feel your energy. So, the table topics section. Now, what a session this has been. I want you all to clap for our champions of tonight. Our table topics participants: Michael, Hamad Attar, Ram, Sabine, Hamad, Sandy, Damlin, and finally Rhea. Thank you for showing up. And thank you for not eluding the stage at moments. Now, I'll be starting my table topics evaluation with our very first speaker, Michael Tal. It's great to have you again with us. Michael, now I do admire that fountain of ideas and content and quotes and poems. You've got so much to say, and you've quite said a lot during your speech. I loved how you started with a quote, attracting the audience to you. And you went with a personal story. Story is something everyone can relate to. So that did captivate us. Now, as my point of recommendation, I think that I would have loved to have you be more emotional. So for example, when you said, my knees were shaking, I would want to see and hear, my knees were shaking and my heart was beating fast. But overall, it was a great, solid speech, so thank you, Michael. Jumping to Muhammad Al-Attar, the amazing storyteller. Muhammad, we truly got immersed in the action. You were on fire on the stage. You were escaping and then jumping back. And it truly felt like we were with you back then at the school. I love your sense of humor. It was a great add-on to the speech. And I would only recommend to try to control your body language a bit. So you've got great descriptive and symbolic gestures, but it's always better to tune them down, because at one point we couldn't really catch what you're saying with everything going on. So tune it down a bit. The content was amazing. Keep it up. Number 3, we've got Roland. Roland again for a second time. Glad to see you here participating again. Roland, I think a great way to start a table topic speech, if you're a bit confused on what to say, is just rehearse the question. Rehearse the question as an introduction. It will help route your thoughts process towards a clear answer. And you did that. I'm sure that with practice, it will take you much less time to be able to develop a clear intro body conclusion. Now, my recommendation, I think I would advise you, Roland, to use your stage more effectively and try to control your body more. Try to move from one spot to the other only when you're changing from idea to idea. And I would also recommend to all the eye contact. Try to keep the eye contact and find the inspiration, find the confidence in your speaker's eyes. Overall, great job as well. Our online speaker, Sabine. Sabine, I agree, the Lebanese way, it truly works the best. Now, Sabine, I would advise you to follow the same 30-second rule to prepare the introduction, to prepare your speech or to prepare the intro body conclusion. Because what I do notice, including myself, whenever we hear the table topics question, we rush to a start. You're allowed some time, so take 30 seconds, think about what you're going to say, and develop your speech. Thank you, Sabine. Now we have our speaker number 5, Muhammad. It's the first time that I see you. Glad to have you with us for the first time. I think that you did manage to elaborate quite well on what was shared on the screen, and I think you only needed a bit more time to think about the message that you want to deliver at the end of the speech, but your analysis skills were very good. Now, I would only recommend that whenever you're on stage, try to focus on the people right in front of you. It takes a bit of habit, it takes a bit of practice, but I'm sure that you'll nail it. We've got our speaker number 6 online, Sandy. Sandy, I was truly impressed by that quick thought process, that progressiveness that the entire speech did follow. And even though I couldn't understand everything you said, the speaker volume wasn't the greatest, but I was immersed in what you were delivering. Now, Sandy, I think that your speech would probably benefit from transitional pauses. So try to keep pauses between every single section of your speech. It would make them hit harder, and it will make the speaker, the audience, stay more connected. But overall, great job. Speaker number 7, Dunland. Glad to see you again with us. Dunland, I think you've got so much motivational content and so much wisdom to share to all. I think you've followed and shared a great example of your real life work. Now, I think I'd recommend for you to try to shorten that example a bit, because at one point we did get a bit lost and you ran out of time. But I really love the structure you've got when it comes to speeches, starting with quotes and using an example, and then ending with another motivational quote. And finally, our last speaker, Rhea. Glad to see you again. Rhea, you are someone that is plenty of energy, plenty of enthusiasm. You're on fire on the stage. That's a great thing. You get the audience so awake, especially that since you also have great content. You know how to start a speech. You've got the main components, answering the question with real life scenarios and concluding with a great message. Now, my general recommendation to you, I think it would be to lower down your pace a bit. Try to speak more slowly, and when it comes to the message, the ending conclusion, also give it more time. Give it more time so the audience is able to absorb it better. But overall, it was such a great table topic session and amazing table topic speaker. I thank you all for giving me this opportunity to evaluate you. And this is done for my part. Back to you, Madam Chairman.
Thank you, Our Excellency, Karim Khalid, for this great evaluation. I will also evaluate really quickly. You're an expert evaluator, we all know that. So from my end, I just noted that you were very energetic. You were giving your evaluation, especially for the energetic table topics. You were matching their energy and getting excited, which is a very good point to do and demonstrate what they did well. And you were fair with everyone. You gave the same amount of recommendations and commendations to everyone. What I felt you could improve, like that's just for the time's sake. You don't have to name everyone in the beginning. I think you went through them very fast, and it was nice to applaud for them. But in case you needed time, you can save up that time. And also, one advice that we always do actually for the table topics and evaluation, we speak directly to the speaker. Now, this is good because you're making connections. For example, you're talking to Hia directly, but these comments, everyone can apply them. So maybe we can try as much as we can to do eye contact with everyone. Even though you're talking about Hia's comments or anyone's comments, you can direct your comments at the beginning towards them, then try to say, Hia could improve on this and that, so that everyone can be focused with you. Because sometimes when you're directing your speech as someone particularly, others might get distracted and won't listen, although your points can benefit every single person in the audience, physically or online. So that's just a thing that I think we can all improve, including myself, when we're speaking about other speakers. Now we have also the grammarian and accountant, but I will keep you guys till the end so that you can include me in your report. So I will start now with my own general evaluation, starting with the SAA. Yasmina, you always open the meeting with such positivity, such energy, and you make sure to welcome everyone and say the rules very clearly. I never have any comment to improve for you. You're just doing an amazing job. For the president, she's always doing an amazing job. No, I'm joking. But yeah, I introduced the table, the Toastmasters and everything. I just think that I need to get more used to the stage. We all need to get used to the stage a bit. Maybe when we have a role, come on stage and practice just a bit before coming on stage. That's something that I need, and I'm sure that a lot of you might be a bit nervous from the stage, so it's good to come on and practice. For our TME, Kamal, what an original theme that you gave us today. It was really nice. And I loved how you managed to bring us really interesting content, but with minimal time. So you didn't take too much time. You took a few minutes between each transition. So we got into the theme and got all the facts that we needed without making the meeting too long. So great job. And yeah, you led the meeting perfectly, not missing any pause, not missing any role taker. So great job. You're always professional in your roles. Come on, our new VPE also. Congrats for your first meeting as VPE. Okay, I will evaluate grammarian and accountant in the end. Our timer, Abed, it's your second role ever, and your second role as timer. I think you're getting more comfortable on the stage from last time we saw you last week. So great job, you're getting used to it. You're also not missing any of the timings. That's great. Maybe we can follow up closely. Your mentor should follow up closely. I'm her mentor. I'm his mentor. So maybe we should just follow up on the evaluation rules so that we don't miss them. And also when we're called on stage, we're still new to that. So I'm not really I don't really know what we should do, but maybe today, when he's called on stage to say who is on time, he could come on stage instead of speaking from his seat, so that the online doesn't feel like they're talking to the wall. So it's better to come on stage and speak. That's for the timer. For the table topics, wow, Ivan, thank you for taking this role today at Mercury. You're really welcome to take a role every week at Mercury. It was a very creative table topics that you gave today. Very creative stories, the slides were very nice, great job. I also noticed that your active listening skills are really good. You're listening to every speech and you're commenting on it afterwards. Great job on that. It can be very challenging. What I think you could improve is always repeat the question twice. That's always something that we should do as table topics, whether online or physically. But now that we're hybrid, it's even more challenging to hear the question since we don't see it and we're not typing it. Maybe you can try to follow up with the Zoom master to send the questions on the chat so that we can all read them in case someone misses them. Or you can repeat them twice, or both. You can send them on the chat and repeat them twice so that every single person can hear them. Maybe just the last part, not the entire story, of course. Maybe the stories were a bit long, but they were very interesting. Maybe you can just make them all a bit shorter so that we can maybe have 1 or 2 additional table topic speakers. And one comment regarding the hybrid, when someone is physically on the stage, try not to turn your back to talk to them like that so that we have also the online, so maybe you can try to make it in a way to face both the speakers, and it can be a bit challenging. We're still all getting used to it together, but always remember that we have the online stage here and we have the stage here, so that we can all see you properly. And don't forget to stop sharing. You just forgot once, and it was a bit confusing because we couldn't know if Muhammad began with his speech or not yet. So we thought maybe there was a follow-up question on it. So don't forget to stop the share speech so that we can know that the question has actually been asked. That's it for the table topics. Now we have our role takers. The accounter first, Roland, if we can have you on stage to give us your report.
Yes, hello everyone. I think I'm taking this too seriously. I don't know. Let's start. Today, you made me a bit sad because there was a tremendous use of fillers. But I want to congratulate Khalid, Manuel, and our beloved guest, Ria, for using 0 fillers. For others, you did an amazing job. Amazing job. If anyone wants to know how many fillers he used while speaking, don't hesitate to direct message me in the chat box. Moving to the audio. Let's start with our dear speaker, Khalid Shatila. When Khalid was speaking, there was a bit of lag. It was caused by the internet, but the rest of the speech was good audible. And by the way, Khalid, you did an amazing job. During the TTM session, table topics section, the voice was a bit poor that I couldn't grasp everything. I suggest for the next time that our speakers try to elude, by the way, I used the word of the day, to elude walking away from the microphone. Now for the video. Very good job, all of you. The video of each one of you is well-centered. You were all well-centered in the middle of the screen. No one has his ear or his forehead cut from the picture. You did an amazing job. And Sandy, you had a great answer, by the way. You were a bit too close to the camera, but it was a very good job. But now to Manuel. You are the master of the backgrounds, my friend. I couldn't just go over it. You all, as always, these background, you have the best backgrounds of on the social media. With that, I'll announce. Yes, I finished. By the way, our timer. I'll announce the finish of my report, and back to you, our president, Marijo Shahi.
Thank you, Roland. Great report from your end. I will also evaluate you directly. You're always doing a great job with your roles. Maybe I sense a bit of nervousness when you come on stage, but it's improving week after week as well. Also, since you're the video monitor, I'm not sure if it's just me, also it can be a subjective comment, but I feel that your face is a bit too close to the camera when you speak. Maybe we can see you from a bit farther. Maybe it's a technical issue, you can't get too far. If you lower your camera so that we can see your upper body, like not just your face, that way we can see your hands as well. That's just a comment on the video. But regarding your report, I think it was clear. Maybe you can, that's also subjective because every GE says it differently. But regarding the counter, I like to know how many ahs and ums I did during the meeting. Others say that they prefer not. But In my opinion, the a counter is not useful unless we know how many as and ums we said. Maybe you don't have to say exactly the number, but you can say, for example, Marijo says a lot of as, you can focus on working on that. Abed says a lot of ums, I'm saying randomly. But in my opinion, the a counter would be better if we do that. We can discuss it later in case we don't agree on that. That's regarding the a counter and video monitor. Thank you, Roland, again. Now we have our grammarian, Yasmina, if you can come up on stage.
Good evening, everyone. I hope I'm audible. I can't see anyone, so please, if anyone can let me know if I'm audible.
Your voice is a bit low, Yasmina.
Yeah, it's slow from our end, but I'm not sure.
Okay, am I audible?
Yes, way better.
Okay. So good evening again, everyone. First of all, I would like to congratulate each who used the word of the day. Overall, everyone's grammar was good, but I would like to shed light on some of the mistakes that can be improved. For example, instead of saying including, we can say are included. As well, instead of saying that I am pretending to be, we can say it in the form of a question. Am I pretending to be? Also, instead of he put in, we can say he settled. He's settled in. Lastly, instead of talking with, we can say speaking with. Now, regarding the good sentences that I found, some mentioned you need to learn when to say no. I think Khalid mentioned it. Creating tornado between us. It is not what you say; it is how you say it. And that's it for me, for my report. I hope everyone benefited from it, and I'm very glad to have seen you tonight. Back to you, our general evaluator, Manager Shaheen.
Thank you, Yasmina. Great report. Also, as always, great energy on stage. I think, did you mention who said the word of the day, or did I miss it? I'm not sure. So make sure to always mention and congratulate whoever mentioned the word of the day. Maybe you forgot, that's fine. But as grammarian, it's nice to know, it's nice for us to be encouraged to use the word of the day so that we are praised. Yeah, no, that's not just the reason to do that, but it's nice to be mentioned in the end. And your comments were really nice. I think there were maybe a bit more good usage and bad usage, but it's fine to name just a few for the sake of time. But maybe the more we take this role, it's a very challenging role, the grammarian, but the more we take this role, the more we learn to pay attention, and we can listen to more words and phrases that can be improved or that are positive. That's for the grammarian. Now, I think that's it. I just have a few general comments. First of all, we started late and we are ending late, so maybe we can work every week to maybe start on time and finish on time. But to be fair, today we had some technical issues, and it's still just our second meeting hybrid, so I'm sure that with time we will be avoiding those technical issues. So great job for our technical team, and Karim and Hamad today also helped us, Michael, everyone helped us to, okay, recording stop. Okay. So great job, our technical team, really, you're doing an amazing job, and without you, we wouldn't be able to do this hybrid meeting today. Another comment that I noticed, the stage can be a bit distracting with the background. Now, it's partly my fault because I put my bag there, so maybe we can try to clear the background a bit. The PC here can be also a bit distracting. Now, I'm not sure how we can hide that, but maybe we can work on it somehow for it to be less visible on the stage behind us. Same for the screen, but I think it's better when now we're putting the screen as gallery view whenever someone is on the stage. I think it's better than last time, so it's a bit less distracting. Another thing for the online audience, that's something that I remembered from back in the days. We're back to the chit-chatting a bit, so let us try to reduce the chit-chatting as much as we can so that we can all be focused, even during the 1 minute of feedback, so that we can actually be putting feedback so that we don't extend the chatting when our speakers, especially online, because it's a bit challenging for us to hear online, we can try to reduce the chatting so that we can all hear. Another technical issue, I think, was the internet connection on the stage laptop. I think the online audience noticed it. We couldn't hear everyone well, and we noticed that we couldn't hear everyone very well. So we can try and check the connection ahead of time. I think we're already very late, so that's it from my comments, and we're always improving. It's a very nice environment to be in, and we're improving every week in the hybrid. I hope we keep on improving, and back to you, Kamal, to announce the results and close our meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mary Jo, our general evaluator for today. Before we announce the results, I would like you to give Mary Jo your comments and evaluation about her performance today. So, timer, please, can you give us 1 minute, please?
Of course.
Okay, Kamal, so time is up.
So time is up. So, are we all ready for the results? Raise your hands. And Candy, fill up the feedback ballot. That's been done. Yasmina, I will need your help now to give us the results, please. And we will start with the best speaker. The speaker for today is Khalid Chatila, obviously.
You need to learn what to say no.
I refuse to accept this.
I refuse.
Okay. Our best evaluator, general evaluator for today is Manuel Mendoza. Congratulations. Well, I have to congratulate you for making it on time, actually, because it's usually very difficult to be on time. And now for the most exciting part, the winner for the best table topics. Roles. Ria Haddad. Congratulations. That's amazing. A guest winning today's table topics. So congratulations to all the winners for today. And now I will conclude with the theme today. So we've been talking about lots of stories about great escapes, prison breaks. You heard some stories from me. You heard a lot of stories from Yvonne during the table topics. Again, congratulations. Well done, Yvonne. That was amazing. And I want to talk about these stories. So we talked about these stories, the great escapes, and what does it all mean? So sometimes we feel we are trapped in a prison because the circumstances are not suitable to achieve our dreams. And I will paraphrase something Michael touched on, that really you don't have to wait for all the stars to align. You don't have to wait for the circumstances to be right in order to be happy, in order to take action, in order to do what you want to do best. So my message is, no matter how difficult and hopeless things appear, there must always be a ray of hope. We must always have this belief that we can achieve despite all the difficult circumstances. And we all know that Lebanon is going through a difficult time, but here we are managing to do, for example, this wonderful meeting. And for those of you who are a little bit skeptical about what I'm saying, if you don't believe me, well, take it from the most daring fugitive we talked about when we opened our discussion today, Mr. Carlos Wilson himself. In an interview, he was asked, "Do you think the situation in Lebanon can ever be resolved?" I will share my screen for you to see his answer. And this is a guy who must know one or two things about success. Can we hear, share screen, share sound? Yes. So can you all see?
Yes.
Okay, here we go. Now, his accent is a little bit difficult, but try to follow him, and I'll summarize what he says.
I think there is a perception in Lebanon that this problem is so complicated that there is no obvious solution. This is wrong. There is no problem that man has created that man cannot solve. And this is the situation in which we are, particularly the financial and economical situation of the country, which has dramatic consequences on the social side, has solution. Obviously, it has solutions. There are.
Thank you. Those were golden words, in my opinion. So two things he said: there is no problem that man has created that man cannot solve. We always need to keep this in mind. And he ended it with, there are always solutions. Now, don't forget, this is someone who knows what he's talking about. When he took over Renault and Nissan, they were doing terrible in the market. And he overturned their fortunes, and he turned them into a profitable car makers. So I'm glad that he gave us this positive outlook. The most famous fugitive by far. We can learn a thing or two from him, don't you think? With that, I end my part of the meeting, and I give it back the stage to our president, Mary Jo Shaheen. Back to you.
Thank you, Kamal. What an interesting session it was. I think we all agree. Don't we agree? It was really nice to see you lead today. It's been a while, and it's been a very interesting theme as a whole. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining, guests here, and members physically, and guests and members online. Now, I think it's time to adjourn the meeting. If we can stop the recordings, I would like to call this meeting to end. And now it will be time for the after party, but just to let you know how we will be doing the after party starting now, since we need to escape and elude from this room. I'm not sure if it's used correctly. Escape the room before they lock the doors on us. So we will be dividing ourselves. We will be closing here physically and be closing everything in the room, and we will trust our officers here online, Roland, Yasmina, Kamal, to lead the after party. Just take some feedback from the guests, and guests, you all have our contact information. We would love to hear from you and see you back week after week, and we will be chatting with you physically here before we leave. So thank you so much. We will be closing from here, and have a great evening, everyone.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Well, guys, that was amazing.
Yeah,
Great
that was
job.
amazing.
Great
That
job.
was an interesting theme, by the way, Kamal.
Really,
I really like.
Like